Surprise ending. Sam Heughan's secret causes Caitriona Balfe to end marriage with Tony McGill. It was a typical winter afternoon in Edinburgh, grey and windy as ever through the ancient streets. Outlander star Sam Heughan had just finished an interview with a British magazine. He returned to the Balmoral Hotel, where he and his longtime co-star and confidant Caitriona Balfe stayed while filming in Scotland. Sam walked into the room, took off his coat, and looked out the window. He wasn't surprised to see Caitriona sitting in her favorite armchair, staring down at the cup of tea in her hand. "You're late," she said softly, not looking up. The interview was long. "They wanted to ask about everything except the new movie," Sam shrugged. "About us? Not exactly. But they sensed something unusual between us. Like always." Caitriona sighed softly. She put down her teacup, stood up, and walked toward him. They were only a few feet away, but the feeling in the air was suffocating. "Sam," she said, her voice almost a confession, "I can't go on like this." He looked at her, silent. "Tony knows," she continued. "He doesn't say anything, but he knows." Sam turned away, her heart heavy. "What does he know?" Caitriona stepped closer, her voice fading to a whisper. "About us. About your secret. And the truth I've kept for 5 years, the letter in the music box." 3 days later, in Caitriona's London apartment, a handwritten letter arrived. There was no sender's name. But she knew the handwriting, every urgent curve, every quiet dot, was Sam's. Cat. "I never thought I'd say this. But it's time. If you're reading this, it means I've done what I've been afraid to do for 5 years, tell the truth. You ask why I never went further, why I kept my distance, why I chose best friends over what we both knew was so much more. It wasn't because I didn't love you. It was because there was a part of me you didn't know about. A part that dragged me into the darkness. A part that almost made me lose everything, and maybe now, lose you." Underneath the letter was a small silver key. It opened an old music box that Sam had given her in 2018, a birthday present she'd kept in her bedroom, but never fully opened. Caitriona's heart pounded. She walked to the music box, opening the lid with the silver key. A song played, soft, sad. And underneath the hidden compartment, a small USB drive. She plugged it into her computer. A video appeared on the screen. Sam was sitting in a dark room, his face different, thinner, his eyes downcast. "Cat, if you see this, it means I have to confess, Tony isn't just my husband. He's also one of the people who hired me in 2014 to play Sam Heughan, the role of my life." The truth about Sam. Caitriona jumped up from her chair. She turned back to the video, shaking. Sam continued, "My real name is not Sam Heughan. I was an unknown actor. Tony, then a powerful producer, recruited me to play your perfect on-screen lover, a way to keep you in line, to keep you from straying too far from Hollywood's control. At first, I thought it was just a role. But then I met you. I fell in love with you. Not in a scripted way, but really in love with you." Caitriona's eyes blurred. Memories flooded back. The times Sam had silently looked at her and smiled, the times he had chosen silence over kissing her, even though his eyes had said it all. It was all just a role. No, it couldn't be. The final choice. A week later, Caitriona appeared before the media, without her wedding ring. She said nothing, just sent out a brief press release: "My marriage to Tony McGill has ended amicably. The reasons are personal and will not be commented upon further." The press exploded. Fan sites began to speculate. But no one knew the truth. No one knew that behind the Hollywood facade, there was a calculated manipulation from the beginning. A secret that seemed undetectable. Until Sam broke her act. 2 months after Caitriona announced their divorce, Sam Heughan has not been seen at any event. No Instagram, no interviews, no public appearances. News sites have raised all sorts of theories, hiding from the media, hospitalized, or writing a memoir that exposes the entertainment industry. The truth is, he's back in Scotland. On a misty hill in the Highlands, Sam lives in a simple wooden house, away from the limelight. He spends his mornings writing about his real life, not Sam Heughan, but Lucas McCrae, a boy who grew up in an orphanage in Glasgow, dropped out of school, lived on the streets, and was discovered and trained into a screen icon by Tony McGill. And in the evenings, he sits looking out at the foot of the hill, where there is a small pub called the Willow's Secret. There, he arranged to meet Caitriona. I wonder if she'll come. That night, she came. She wore a grey sweater, no makeup, she looked like a different person. Soft, free. They sat across from each other, only a small candle burning in the middle of the table. Did you really think you could escape everything by coming back here? She asked, half angry, half pitying. No, Sam, or rather Lucas, answered. I came back to find myself. And to wait for you. Wait for me for what? It was all a lie, Lucas. Even my name was a lie. He smiled sadly. But my feelings for you were never a lie. Unexpected end. The two of them talked late into the night. No kisses, no confessions, just two souls sitting together after the storm. A few weeks later, the news broke. Tony McGill is under investigation for operating an illegal actor control network, using false identities and manipulated contracts to create a media star image. Several industry figures have come forward, including one in particular, Lucas McCrae, formerly known as Sam Heughan. Sam Heughan's career, or Lucas's, was all but over. But it was also the time when Caitriona first reappeared on screen, no longer half of the legendary duo, but as an independent, mature, and more powerful actress than ever.